But the key is, guys, I wish the road could be easy, but it's not. But in the end, guys, if you really want to make a difference, is the road supposed to be easy?
There you go.
I mean, I'm not giving out an excuse for the tough times. All I'm telling you right now, guys, is that we're very limited in what we can do, and we can keep on blaming each other and cause the divide, or we could start working together and find out other solutions.
Well, I'm gonna piggyback off that and task them to say this: if administration does nothing, it doesn't provide any answers, and training doesn't help new people do the job, then who's left? Oh, it's the frontline guys, right? It's the people that are saying administration doesn't help, training doesn't help. So guess what? Get your shit together and help, right? Then it's you that makes this a better profession. It's you that makes these people want to stay. It's you that shows people how to be a correctional officer and how to really do the job, right? Stop saying it's somebody else's responsibility and start taking responsibility. That's what it is. That's what it's got to be. Right? If you're saying they're not listening, they're not doing this, they're not doing nothing, then you do it. Then you have to be the one that stands up. And other people, and then you know what's going to happen? Because I'll tell you what happens in a facility where an officer stands up and says, this is a profession. This is an honorable profession. What we do is important. You know what happens? People in the same uniform, in the same rank, talk shit. They try to tear him down. They talk behind his back. They leave shitty comments. They mock. So it doesn't get any easier no matter where it was. But it's time for you to stop worrying about what other people are saying and stop saying that all of this stuff is contributing to low morale, to a poor overall tone of the facility. Start doing it yourself. Be that light in the darkness, or don't. But if you're not going to do it, if you're not going to, this is the equivalent of being the first man in the cell, of being the first woman in the cell. If you're not willing to hold that shield, then get to the back of the line. Hold the camera. All right? Because there's people out there that are trying to make this a better profession, that are trying to get this, you guys, the respect and recognition that you deserve as professionals, as people that do an impossible fucking job. Right? And if you're not willing to hold the shield, then get in the back and hold the camera. But don't talk shit about the people that are willing to hold the shield. That's what you need to do. And that's what I task you to do at your facilities, right? And then email me. Let me know. Send it out to Anthony. Leave in the comments. We want to know what you do this week to affect the tone of your facility, to affect the morale of your facility. Are you telling officers that they're doing a good job? Are you giving positive reinforcement? Are you issuing out tips, tricks to the new people? Are you trying to present something to administration? What have you done in your facility? Let's do it. Ask not what you can do for your facility. What's that say? Ask not what your facility can do for you, but what you can do for your facility. And that's what I'm tasking you to do this week. This is what I want you to do this week.
I posted that question on Facebook. And guys, we could, the funny thing is that, we could do a show and really build a following based on, just being a place for you guys to vent. But in the end, venting, it's just venting, we're the action. So if we're in a position where we don't have control of the outcome, what do we have control of? How we react to it.
Right.
We have control of how we react to what's happening in these times. So for the supervisors who are, staying motivated and keeping their people motivated, we need you. Right. But for the ones that, it's like for the people that are continuing to be resourceful during unresourceful times, well done, because this is what it's about. And will it get any better? I don't know. But in the end, you could vent in the hopes that things are going to change, but that's insanity because it hasn't changed so far. It's like, a fly that wants out and they see light, but the window's closed and they keep on hitting the window and hitting the window and hitting the window. And, at the end of the day, they got to find an alternate route. And usually it's accepting the circumstances that they're in. And then, this ain't going to work. So at that point, what's my next step? What's my alternative? The sad thing is, guys, I'll tell you one other thing is that we've been so consistent that we feel hopeless. So having, these dialogues here is a reminder that maybe there are certain things that are out of our control and I get the feeling of being hopeless, but you're not allowed that in this profession,
Right.
because we're responsible for so many different things. Even as a supervisor, as a trainer, you can't have that feeling of hopelessness, because then it's going to trickle down to those that, are looking to have value or meaning. You have to
Right.
find hope even in the darkest of times. That's why you're put in that position. How many people right now, when you become a supervisor, are actually looking at, can I be someone who provides hope? Is
Right.
that something that you ask yourself before you take this role? Have you done that? Because you should, as a supervisor, as someone moving up. And what I mean by hope is something that you're providing regardless of the situation. I'm not saying to be positive. I'm not saying shift reality, but I am saying to be optimistic that one day there will be a light.
Right.
But even if there's not, we could do this now,
Right.
because I'm here. I think we don't ask ourselves that question. Therefore, the motivation of becoming a supervisor may be more external. And now the problems that you knew always existed. Now it's funny, because when you're in that position, instead of you saying, holy crap, the sergeant was right when I was an officer, they really can't do much. It's like, nope, it's the lieutenant in front of me. No, at one point we have to kind of embrace the fact that, guys, we are limited in what we can
Right.
do, but what can we do now that
Right.
increases that morale? I asked that question that Will asked. I put it on my Facebook page. What have you done this week?
Right.
And guys, this is what we're about, because in the end, can I tell you something, guys? Someone's going to watch this video looking to get into this profession.
Right.
And if we don't highlight this, then we're responsible for not, continuing the right incentive. Because when we want people to go into this profession, we want them to know that there is hope. So what are we supposed to do? And then complain that, well, we're providing a message that shows no hope, and then do another show later on about understaffed facilities? Doesn't make any sense. Right. It's a conflict.